In the hallowed halls of ancient Egypt, where the sands of time whispered tales of gods and goddesses, there lived a revered deity named Bastet. As the goddess of home, domesticity, and cats, she held a special place in the hearts of the Egyptian people. Bastet's origins were shrouded in mystery, her birth shrouded in the mists of legend. Some believed she was the daughter of the sun god Ra, while others whispered that she emerged from the primordial waters of Nun. Regardless of her origins, Bastet's presence brought warmth and comfort to the homes of Egypt. She was often depicted as a graceful woman with the head of a cat, her emerald eyes sparkling with wisdom and compassion. Her body was adorned with a flowing gown, its intricate patterns symbolizing the domestic arts she presided over. In her hands, she held a sistrum, a musical instrument that produced a gentle, soothing sound. Bastet's role as the goddess of home extended beyond the physical realm. She was believed to protect the sanctity of the household, ensuring harmony and well-being within its walls. She watched over the women of Egypt, guiding them in their domestic duties and nurturing their families. But it was her association with cats that truly endeared Bastet to the Egyptian people. Cats were considered sacred animals, revered for their grace, cleanliness, and ability to ward off evil spirits. Bastet was their patron goddess, and her image was often found in homes and temples, where she was worshipped as the protector of these beloved creatures. One fateful day, as the sun cast its golden rays upon the land, a young woman named Nefertari found herself in dire need of Bastet's protection. Her home had been invaded by a swarm of venomous snakes, threatening the lives of her family. In desperation, Nefertari turned to Bastet, her heart filled with both fear and hope. She prayed fervently, beseeching the goddess to intervene. As if in answer to her plea, a sleek black cat appeared at the doorway, its eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. The cat, guided by Bastet's divine presence, swiftly dispatched the snakes, its sharp claws and lightning-fast reflexes proving more than a match for the venomous creatures. Nefertari and her family were overjoyed, their hearts filled with gratitude for Bastet's intervention. From that day forward, Nefertari became a devoted follower of Bastet, spreading the goddess's teachings throughout her community. She established a sanctuary for cats, where they were cared for and revered as sacred beings. As the centuries passed, Bastet's cult grew in popularity, her influence spreading beyond the borders of Egypt. She became known as the goddess of love, fertility, and childbirth, her image adorning amulets and talismans worn by women seeking her protection. In the modern world, Bastet's legacy continues to inspire and enchant. Her image can be found in homes and temples around the globe, a testament to her enduring power as a symbol of domesticity, love, and the enduring bond between humans and cats. And so, the tale of Bastet, the goddess of home, domesticity, and cats, is passed down through generations, a timeless reminder of the divine presence that watches over our homes and hearts. In the celestial tapestry of ancient Egypt, where gods and goddesses danced amidst the stars, there lived a radiant deity named Hathor. As the goddess of love, music, and motherhood, she held a special place in the hearts of the people. Hathor's origins were shrouded in mystery. Some believed she emerged from the primordial waters of Nun, while others whispered that she was the daughter of the sun god Ra. Her name, meaning House of Horus, hinted at her close association with the falcon-headed god of the sky. Hathor's beauty was legendary. She was depicted as a woman with a graceful figure, adorned with a headdress of cow horns and a sun disk. Her eyes sparkled with a celestial glow, and her smile radiated warmth and compassion. As the goddess of love, Hathor presided over all matters of the heart. She blessed marriages, protected lovers, and inspired passion. Her symbol, the sistrum, a musical instrument resembling a rattle, was believed to have the power to arouse desire and bring joy. Hathor's love extended beyond the realm of romance. She was also the patroness of music and dance. Her voice was said to be as sweet as the songs of birds, and her movements were as graceful as the swaying of reeds in the wind. Musicians and dancers alike invoked her name for inspiration and protection. But Hathor's most profound role was as the goddess of motherhood. She watched over pregnant women, ensuring their safety and the well-being of their unborn children. She was also the protector of infants, nurturing them with her divine milk and guiding their first steps. In the temples dedicated to Hathor, women would gather to seek her blessings. They would offer prayers, sing hymns, and dance in her honor. Hathor's presence filled the air with a sense of love, joy, and tranquility. One day, a young woman named Nefertari found herself in desperate need of Hathor's help. Her husband had been lost at sea, and she was left alone with a newborn child. Fear and despair gnawed at her heart. Nefertari made her way to the temple of Hathor and poured out her sorrows before the goddess's statue. She begged for protection, guidance, and the strength to face the challenges ahead. As Nefertari prayed, she felt a warm embrace enveloping her. She looked up and saw Hathor standing before her, her eyes filled with compassion. The goddess spoke words of comfort and reassurance, promising to watch over her and her child. From that day forward, Nefertari's life was transformed. She found solace in Hathor's love and guidance. She raised her child with strength and determination, knowing that the goddess was always by her side. As the centuries passed, Hathor's legacy continued to inspire and enchant. Her image adorned temples, tombs, and amulets, serving as a reminder of her enduring power. She became a symbol of love, joy, and the eternal bonds that unite humanity. And so, in the annals of ancient Egypt, the goddess Hathor reigned supreme, her love and compassion illuminating the hearts of all who sought her embrace. In the ethereal realm of ancient Egypt, where the sands whispered tales of gods and goddesses, there lived a deity of unparalleled power and grace, Isis. As the goddess of magic, motherhood, and fertility, she held sway over the very essence of life and the mysteries of the universe. Isis's origins were shrouded in myth and legend. Some whispered that she was the daughter of the earth god Geb and the sky goddess Nut, while others believed she emerged from the primordial waters of Nun. Regardless of her genesis, her presence brought solace and protection to the people of Egypt. As the goddess of magic, Isis possessed an arsenal of supernatural abilities. She could transform herself into any form, heal the sick, and control the elements. Her incantations and spells were said to be so potent that they could alter the course of destiny. But Isis's power extended far beyond the realm of the arcane. She was also the patroness of motherhood and fertility. Women prayed to her for safe childbirth and the blessing of children. Isis's symbol, the throne, represented her role as the protector of the family and the guarantor of life's continuity. In the ancient Egyptian pantheon, Isis was a beloved and revered figure. She was often depicted as a beautiful woman with long, flowing hair and a headdress adorned with the horns of a cow. Her skin was a rich golden hue, symbolizing her connection to the sun and the life-giving power of nature. One of the most famous myths surrounding Isis tells of her quest to resurrect her beloved husband, Osiris. After Osiris was murdered by his treacherous brother, Set, Isis embarked on a perilous journey to gather his scattered body parts. With the help of her sister, Nephthys, she pieced Osiris back together and breathed life into him once more. Isis's love for Osiris was a testament to her unwavering devotion and the power of her magic. Their union became a symbol of hope and renewal, inspiring countless generations of Egyptians. As the goddess of fertility, Isis was also associated with the annual flooding of the Nile River. The Egyptians believed that Isis's tears, shed in mourning for Osiris, caused the river to overflow, bringing life-giving water to the parched land. Isis's influence extended beyond the borders of Egypt. Her cult spread throughout the Mediterranean region and beyond, reaching as far as Greece and Rome. In these foreign lands, she was known by different names, such as Aphrodite and Venus, but her essence remained the same. Throughout history, Isis has been a source of inspiration and empowerment for women. Her story of love, loss, and triumph has resonated with countless hearts. As the goddess of magic, motherhood, and fertility, she continues to embody the enduring power of the feminine spirit. In the modern world, Isis's legacy lives on in various forms. Her name is invoked in spells and rituals, and her image adorns amulets and talismans. She is a symbol of hope, healing, and the transformative power of love. And so, the legend of Isis, the goddess of magic, motherhood, and fertility, continues to be passed down through generations. Her story reminds us of the indomitable spirit that resides within us all, the power to overcome adversity, and the boundless possibilities that lie ahead. In the celestial tapestry of ancient Egypt, where gods and goddesses danced among the stars, there lived Maat, the revered deity of truth, justice, and harmony. Her presence permeated every aspect of Egyptian life, from the grand halls of pharaohs to the humble homes of commoners. Maat was depicted as a woman with an ostrich feather adorning her head, a symbol of truth and balance. Her eyes sparkled with wisdom, and her lips were forever sealed, signifying the importance of confidentiality. She held a scepter in one hand, representing justice, and an ankh in the other, symbolizing life and eternity. In the realm of the gods, Maat was a close companion to Ra, the sun god. She stood by his side as his advisor, ensuring that his rule was just and harmonious. Her presence brought order to the chaotic forces of the universe, maintaining the delicate equilibrium that allowed life to flourish. Among mortals, Maat was revered as the guardian of justice. She presided over the weighing of hearts in the afterlife, where the deceased were judged based on their deeds. Those who had lived in accordance with Maat's principles were granted eternal life in the field of reeds, a paradise of abundance and joy. One fateful day, as the sun began its descent, a young scribe named Imhotep found himself at a crossroads. He had been entrusted with a secret scroll containing sensitive information that could potentially disrupt the kingdom. Torn between his duty to his pharaoh and his conscience, Imhotep sought guidance from Maat. In the hushed stillness of the temple, Imhotep approached the statue of Maat. He poured out his heart, seeking her wisdom. As he spoke, he felt a surge of clarity wash over him. Maat's presence filled the room, radiating an aura of truth and justice. "Speak the truth, Imhotep," Maat's voice whispered in his mind. "For in truth lies the path to harmony." Inspired by Maat's guidance, Imhotep resolved to reveal the contents of the scroll to the pharaoh. He knew that the truth would be difficult to hear, but he believed that it was essential for the well-being of the kingdom. As Imhotep presented the scroll to the pharaoh, a hush fell over the court. The pharaoh's face grew pale as he read the damning words. Yet, amidst the turmoil, Maat's presence remained steadfast. She reminded the pharaoh of his duty to uphold justice, even when it was painful. In the end, the truth prevailed. The pharaoh ordered an investigation, and those responsible for the wrongdoing were punished. The kingdom was restored to harmony, and Imhotep was hailed as a hero for his unwavering adherence to Maat's principles. From that day forward, Maat's influence grew even stronger. She became the embodiment of the Egyptian people's aspirations for a just and harmonious society. Her image adorned temples, tombs, and everyday objects, serving as a constant reminder of the importance of living in accordance with her teachings. As the centuries passed, Maat's legacy continued to inspire generations of Egyptians. Her principles of truth, justice, and harmony became deeply ingrained in their culture, shaping their laws, their customs, and their very way of life. And so, in the annals of history, Maat, the goddess of truth, justice, and harmony, remained an eternal beacon of hope and guidance for the people of ancient Egypt. Her presence transcended time, reminding all who crossed her path that the pursuit of truth and justice was the foundation upon which a truly harmonious society could be built. In the celestial tapestry of ancient Egypt, where gods and goddesses danced amidst the stars, there lived a divine being of unparalleled grace and power, Maat, the goddess of motherhood, queenship, and fertility. Her name, meaning mother, echoed through the annals of time, resonating with the sacred bond between parent and child. Mut's origins were shrouded in mystery, her birth a cosmic event that predated the dawn of civilization. She was said to have emerged from the primordial waters of Nun, the boundless ocean from which all creation sprang. As the mother of the gods, she held a revered position in the divine pantheon, her influence extending far beyond the mortal realm. Her iconography was as striking as her presence. Mut was often depicted as a woman with the head of a vulture, her wings outstretched in a protective embrace. The vulture, a symbol of motherhood and nurturing, represented her unwavering love and care for her children. In her hands, she held the Ankh, the ancient Egyptian symbol of life, signifying her power to grant fertility and sustain existence. As the goddess of queenship, Mut was closely associated with the pharaohs, the earthly rulers of Egypt. She was believed to be the divine protector of the royal family, ensuring their health, prosperity, and the stability of the kingdom. The pharaohs, in turn, paid homage to Mut, building magnificent temples and offering lavish sacrifices in her honor. One of the most famous temples dedicated to Mut was located in Karnak, the sprawling religious complex on the east bank of the Nile River. The Temple of Mut, constructed during the reign of Amenhotep III, was a testament to her enduring power and influence. Its towering pylons, adorned with intricate reliefs, depicted Mut in her various roles, from nurturing mother to fierce protector. Within the temple's sacred chambers, priests and priestesses performed elaborate rituals to honor Mut. They offered prayers, burned incense, and made offerings of food and drink. The temple was also a center of healing, where people sought Mut's divine intervention for fertility, childbirth, and other ailments. Mut's influence extended beyond the confines of Egypt. Her cult spread throughout the ancient world, reaching as far as Greece and Rome. In Greek mythology, she was known as Eileithyia, the goddess of childbirth, while in Roman mythology, she was identified with Juno, the queen of the gods. As the centuries passed, Mut's worship gradually declined, but her legacy lived on. Her image continued to adorn temples and tombs, and her name was invoked in prayers and incantations. Even today, Mut remains a symbol of motherhood, queenship, and the enduring power of the divine feminine. One fateful day, as the sun cast its golden rays upon the land of Egypt, a young woman named Nefertari found herself in the Temple of Mut. She had come to pray for a child, her heart heavy with longing. As she approached the altar, she felt a surge of hope mingled with trepidation. Nefertari knelt before the statue of Mut, her hands clasped in supplication. She poured out her heart, sharing her deepest desires and fears. As she spoke, she felt a sense of peace wash over her. It was as if Mut herself was listening, her divine presence enveloping her in a comforting embrace. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. Nefertari continued to visit the temple, offering prayers and making offerings to Mut. Her faith never wavered, even when her hopes seemed to dwindle. And then, one morning, as she stood before the statue of the goddess, she felt a stirring within her. Overjoyed and filled with gratitude, Nefertari knew that Mut had answered her prayers. She gave birth to a healthy son, whom she named Amenhotep, in honor of the great pharaoh who had built the temple. As she cradled her newborn child in her arms, Nefertari felt an overwhelming sense of love and fulfillment. The story of Nefertari in Mut became a legend, passed down through generations. It was a testament to the enduring power of faith and the unwavering love of a divine mother. And so, the legacy of Mut, the goddess of motherhood, queenship, and fertility, continued to inspire and uplift the hearts of all who sought her divine protection. In the ethereal realm of ancient Egypt, where the sands whispered tales of gods and goddesses, there lived a formidable deity named Neith. As the goddess of war, hunting, and wisdom, she commanded respect and awe among mortals and immortals alike. Neith's origins were shrouded in mystery. Some believed she emerged from the primordial waters of Nun, while others whispered that she was the daughter of the sun god Ra. Her name, meaning "she who weaves," hinted at her multifaceted nature, encompassing both the destructive power of war and the intricate tapestry of wisdom. As the goddess of war, Neith was a fierce and relentless warrior. She wielded a bow and arrow with unmatched precision, her arrows piercing through armor and hearts alike. Her battle cry echoed across the battlefield, inspiring her followers to victory. Yet, beneath her formidable exterior lay a strategic mind. She planned her campaigns with meticulous care, outmaneuvering her enemies with cunning and foresight. Neith's prowess as a hunter was equally renowned. She roamed the vast deserts and marshes, her keen eyes scanning for prey. With her bow in hand, she could strike down even the most elusive creatures. Her hunting skills not only provided sustenance but also honed her reflexes and sharpened her senses. But Neith's true power lay in her wisdom. She was a patroness of scribes and scholars, guiding them in their pursuit of knowledge. Her temple in Sais became a renowned center of learning, where priests and philosophers gathered to study the mysteries of the universe. Neith's teachings emphasized the importance of balance, harmony, and the interconnectedness of all things. One fateful day, as Neith surveyed her kingdom from the heavens, she noticed a group of mortals engaged in a bitter conflict. Their weapons clashed, and their hearts were filled with hatred. Moved by compassion, Neith descended to the earth, her presence radiating an aura of peace. With her divine voice, she spoke to the warring factions, reminding them of the futility of violence. She urged them to lay down their arms and seek reconciliation. Her words resonated with the weary warriors, and one by one, they lowered their weapons. As the conflict subsided, Neith taught the mortals the importance of unity and cooperation. She showed them how to resolve their differences through dialogue and compromise. The people of the land were forever grateful to Neith for bringing peace to their troubled realm. From that day forward, Neith became known not only as the goddess of war and hunting but also as the goddess of wisdom and peace. Her legacy lived on through the ages, inspiring countless generations to embrace both the strength of the warrior and the wisdom of the sage. And so, in the annals of ancient Egypt, the name Neith stood as a testament to the indomitable spirit, the relentless pursuit of knowledge, and the transformative power of compassion. In the ethereal realm of ancient Egypt, where the Nile River flowed like a celestial serpent, there lived a goddess of enigmatic power and profound sorrow, Nephthys. As the embodiment of mourning, death, and the boundless expanse of rivers, she held a sacred place in the hearts of mortals and deities alike. Nephthys was the daughter of Geb, the earth god, and Nut, the sky goddess. Her siblings included the revered Osiris, the god of the underworld, Isis, the goddess of magic and fertility, and Set, the treacherous god of chaos. From a tender age, Nephthys possessed an affinity for the hidden realms, the secrets that lay beneath the surface of life and death. As the goddess of mourning, Nephthys was a constant companion to those who had lost loved ones. Her presence brought solace to the bereaved, offering comfort and guidance through the labyrinth of grief. She was often depicted as a woman with wings outstretched, her arms embracing the mourners, her gentle touch easing their pain. Nephthys' connection to death extended beyond the realm of mortals. She was the guardian of the dead, guiding their souls through the treacherous waters of the underworld. Her presence ensured that the deceased found peace and eternal rest in the afterlife. But Nephthys was not merely a goddess of sorrow and loss. She was also the embodiment of rivers, the lifeblood of ancient Egypt. The Nile River, the source of sustenance and prosperity, was under her protection. She ensured its flow, bringing fertility to the land and nourishing the people. Nephthys' dual nature reflected the cyclical nature of life and death. As the goddess of mourning, she witnessed the pain and sorrow that accompanied the loss of loved ones. But as the goddess of rivers, she also symbolized the renewal and rebirth that followed. One fateful day, Nephthys' brother Osiris was murdered by their treacherous sibling, Set. Isis, consumed by grief, embarked on a perilous journey to find her husband's body and restore him to life. Nephthys, ever the loyal sister, accompanied Isis on her quest. Together, they searched the desolate lands, their hearts heavy with sorrow. Nephthys' keen senses guided them through treacherous swamps and unforgiving deserts. Her knowledge of the hidden realms led them to Osiris's body, which had been dismembered by Set. With the help of Anubis, the god of embalming, Nephthys and Isis pieced Osiris's body back together. They performed ancient rituals and uttered powerful incantations, breathing life back into their beloved brother. Osiris's resurrection brought joy to the hearts of the gods and mortals alike. Nephthys' role in his return was celebrated throughout the land. She was hailed as the protector of the dead, the guide of the lost, and the embodiment of the eternal cycle of life and death. As the centuries passed, Nephthys' legacy continued to inspire awe and reverence. Her image adorned temples and tombs, her name whispered in prayers and incantations. She became a symbol of hope and solace for those who faced the inevitable journey into the afterlife. And so, Nephthys, the goddess of mourning, death, and rivers, remained an enigmatic and enduring figure in the tapestry of ancient Egyptian mythology. Her presence brought comfort to the grieving, guidance to the lost, and a profound understanding of the interconnectedness of life and death. In the celestial tapestry of ancient Egypt, where gods and goddesses danced among the stars, Nut reigned supreme as the celestial mother, the protector of the heavens and the guardian of all that lay beneath her celestial embrace. Nut, the goddess of the sky, was depicted as a celestial cow, her vast body arching over the earth like an ethereal canopy. Her starry hide shimmered with the brilliance of 1,000 suns, illuminating the night sky with its celestial glow. As the goddess of protection, Nut's celestial embrace shielded the world from the chaos and darkness that lurked beyond the boundaries of her cosmic realm. Her maternal instincts were as boundless as the heavens themselves. She was the nurturing mother of the gods and goddesses, providing them with sustenance and guidance as they navigated the complexities of the divine realm. Her love extended to all living creatures, from the smallest insect to the mightiest pharaoh. One fateful day, as the sun god Ra embarked on his daily journey across the sky, he encountered a formidable adversary. A malevolent serpent named Apep, the embodiment of chaos and darkness, rose from the depths of the underworld, determined to devour the sun and plunge the world into eternal night. Fear gripped the hearts of the gods and goddesses as they witnessed the titanic struggle unfolding in the heavens. But Nut, with her unwavering resolve, intervened. She spread her celestial wings, enveloping Ra in her protective embrace. Her starry hide radiated with an otherworldly light, blinding Apep and driving him back into the abyss. With Apep vanquished, the world was saved from darkness. Ra continued his journey, illuminating the earth with his life-giving rays. And Nut, the celestial mother, stood guard, her watchful gaze forever fixed upon her children and the realm she protected. As the centuries passed, Nut's legend grew and evolved. She became known as the goddess of motherhood, the protector of pregnant women and the guardian of newborns. Her image adorned temples and tombs, a symbol of hope and reassurance in the face of life's uncertainties. One such temple stood on the banks of the Nile River, a sanctuary dedicated to the worship of Nut. Within its sacred walls, a young woman named Nefertari knelt in prayer. Her heart was heavy with the weight of her impending motherhood. She had heard tales of Nut's protective embrace and sought her guidance and support. As Nefertari poured out her fears and hopes, she felt a surge of warmth and comfort. She looked up and saw the image of Nut, her celestial body arching over the temple. In that moment, she knew that she was not alone. Nut, the goddess of the sky, was with her, watching over her and her unborn child. With renewed strength, Nefertari returned to her home, her heart filled with gratitude. She knew that Nut would be with her every step of the way, protecting her and her child from harm. And so, as the sun rose each morning, casting its golden rays upon the land, Nut, the celestial mother, continued her eternal watch, safeguarding the world and all who dwelt beneath her celestial embrace. In the scorching sands of ancient Egypt, where the sun blazed relentlessly, there lived a formidable goddess named Sekhmet. Known as the Lady of the Red Crown, she embodied the raw power of war, destruction, and healing. Sekhmet's origins were shrouded in myth and legend. Some believed she was the daughter of the sun god Ra, while others whispered that she emerged from the fiery depths of the underworld. Her name, meaning the powerful one, hinted at her indomitable spirit. As the goddess of war, Sekhmet was feared and revered. Her lioness head, adorned with a fiery red crown, symbolized her ferocity and strength. She wielded a sword and a shield, ready to unleash her wrath upon those who dared to challenge her. When the pharaoh called upon her, Sekhmet would descend from the heavens, her roar shaking the very foundations of the earth. She would lead the armies into battle, her presence inspiring both terror and awe. Her enemies would tremble at the sight of her, knowing that their fate was sealed. Yet, beneath her fierce exterior, Sekhmet possessed a hidden power, the ability to heal. As the goddess of destruction, she could bring about disease and pestilence, but she also had the power to cure them. Her priests and priestesses were renowned for their knowledge of medicine and their ability to perform miraculous healings. One fateful day, a great plague swept across Egypt, threatening to decimate the population. The pharaoh, desperate for help, turned to Sekhmet. The goddess, moved by the suffering of her people, agreed to intervene. She transformed herself into a gentle cow and traveled throughout the land, her milk flowing with healing properties. The sick and dying flocked to her, seeking her touch. As she passed, the plague gradually subsided, leaving behind a trail of renewed life. From that day forward, Sekhmet became known not only as the goddess of war and destruction but also as the goddess of healing. Her image adorned temples and shrines, where people prayed for her protection and guidance. As the centuries passed, Sekhmet's legacy continued to inspire awe and reverence. She became a symbol of both the destructive and regenerative forces that shaped the world. Her name echoed through the annals of history, a testament to the indomitable spirit of the ancient Egyptians. One day, a young woman named Nefertari found herself at the temple of Sekhmet. She had been stricken with a mysterious illness that defied all known cures. Desperate for help, she approached the altar and prayed to the goddess. As she uttered her plea, she felt a surge of warmth and power coursing through her body. Suddenly, the pain and weakness that had plagued her for so long began to dissipate. Within moments, she was healed. Overwhelmed with gratitude, Nefertari vowed to dedicate her life to serving Sekhmet. She became a priestess in the temple, tending to the sick and wounded. Through her hands, the goddess's healing power continued to flow, bringing hope and solace to countless others. And so, the legend of Sekhmet, the goddess of war, destruction, and healing, lived on. She remained a symbol of the duality of life, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always the potential for renewal and redemption. In the hallowed halls of the ancient Egyptian pantheon, where deities held sway over every aspect of life, there resided a goddess of unparalleled wisdom and knowledge, Seshat. Her name, meaning "she who writes," hinted at her profound connection to the written word and the secrets it held. Seshat's origins were shrouded in mystery, but legend whispered that she emerged from the primordial waters of Nun, the chaos from which all creation sprang. As the goddess of writing, she was credited with inventing the hieroglyphic script, the intricate system of symbols that allowed the Egyptians to record their history, laws, and religious beliefs. With her stylus in hand, Seshat inscribed the annals of time, documenting the reigns of pharaohs, the triumphs of armies, and the wisdom of sages. Her writings were not mere chronicles but sacred texts that guided the lives of the people and ensured the continuity of their civilization. Beyond her role as a scribe, Seshat was also revered as the goddess of wisdom and knowledge. She possessed an encyclopedic mind, encompassing all fields of human endeavor. From astronomy to mathematics, from medicine to architecture, Seshat's wisdom was sought by pharaohs and commoners alike. She was often depicted as a woman with a long, flowing robe, her head adorned with a crescent moon and a star, symbols of her celestial knowledge. In her hands, she held a palm leaf, representing the papyrus on which she wrote, and a measuring rod, signifying her precision and accuracy. As the patroness of libraries and scribes, Seshat presided over the vast repositories of knowledge that were the heart of Egyptian civilization. She guided scholars and students, inspiring them to seek enlightenment and to preserve the wisdom of their ancestors. One day, as Seshat was inspecting the royal library, she noticed a young scribe named Imhotep. His eyes sparkled with intelligence, and his thirst for knowledge was unquenchable. Recognizing his potential, Seshat took him under her wing, mentoring him and sharing her vast wisdom. Under Seshat's tutelage, Imhotep became one of the most renowned scholars and architects of his time. He designed the step pyramid of Saqqara, a marvel of engineering that would stand for centuries as a testament to his brilliance. Seshat's influence extended beyond the confines of Egypt. Her wisdom and knowledge were sought by rulers and scholars from distant lands. She became a symbol of enlightenment and a beacon of hope for those who yearned for understanding. As the centuries passed, Seshat's legacy lived on. Her writings continued to be studied and revered, and her teachings inspired generations of scholars and seekers of knowledge. She became known as the Lady of the House of Books, a testament to her enduring role as the guardian of wisdom and the patroness of learning. And so, in the annals of history, Seshat, the goddess of writing, wisdom, and knowledge, remained an eternal symbol of the power of the written word and the transformative nature of knowledge. Her name would forever be etched in the hearts and minds of those who sought enlightenment and the pursuit of truth. In the celestial tapestry of ancient Egypt, where gods and goddesses danced amidst the stars, there lived Tefnut, the enigmatic deity of moisture, rain, and dew. Her name, meaning spitter, hinted at her life-giving essence, the vital force that sustained the parched lands of the Nile Valley. Tefnut's origins were shrouded in myth and legend. Some tales whispered that she emerged from the primordial waters of Nun, the chaotic abyss from which all creation sprang. Others claimed she was the daughter of Ra, the sun god, and his consort, Nut, the sky goddess. As the goddess of moisture, Tefnut held sway over the life-giving rains that transformed the barren desert into a verdant oasis. Her tears, like celestial pearls, fell upon the thirsty earth, quenching its thirst and nurturing its bounty. The dew that glistened on the leaves at dawn was her gentle kiss, awakening the slumbering world. But Tefnut's power extended beyond the physical realm. She was also the goddess of fertility and renewal, the one who ensured the continuation of life. Her presence brought abundance to the fields, filling granaries with grain and blessing livestock with health and vigor. However, Tefnut's nature was as unpredictable as the weather she controlled. Like a tempestuous storm, she could unleash her wrath upon those who defied her. When her rains failed to come, drought ravaged the land, leaving behind withered crops and starving people. One such drought occurred during the reign of Pharaoh Amenhotep III. The Nile refused to rise, and the sun beat down relentlessly upon the parched earth. The people grew desperate, their prayers for rain going unanswered. In their despair, the priests of Ammonius-Ra turned to Tefnut. They performed elaborate rituals and offered sacrifices, pleading with her to return her life-giving waters. But their pleas seemed to fall on deaf ears. As the drought worsened, the people began to lose hope. They abandoned their homes and wandered the desert, searching for sustenance. The once fertile land had become a barren wasteland. Just when all seemed lost, a miracle occurred. A single cloud appeared on the horizon, growing larger and darker with each passing moment. The people watched in awe as the cloud approached, its belly swollen with rain. With a deafening roar, the heavens opened, and a torrential downpour washed over the land. The parched earth drank deeply, its thirst finally quenched. The rivers and canals overflowed, bringing life back to the desolate valley. The people rejoiced, their hearts filled with gratitude for Tefnut's return. They hailed her as their savior, the one who had rescued them from the clutches of despair. From that day forward, Tefnut's cult grew in prominence. Temples were built in her honor, and her image adorned countless amulets and talismans. She became a symbol of hope and renewal, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, the life-giving forces of nature would prevail. As the centuries passed, Tefnut's legacy continued to inspire the people of Egypt. Her name was invoked in prayers for rain, and her image was carried in processions to ensure the fertility of the land. And so, the goddess of moisture, rain, and dew remained an enduring presence in the hearts and minds of the ancient Egyptians, a testament to the power of nature and the enduring spirit of hope. In the hallowed halls of ancient Egypt, where the sands of time whispered tales of gods and goddesses, there lived a revered deity named Wadjet. As the embodiment of protection, royalty, and childbirth, she held a sacred place in the hearts of the pharaohs and the people alike. Wadjet's origins were shrouded in myth and legend. Some believed she emerged from the primordial waters of Nun, the chaos from which all creation sprang. Others whispered that she was the daughter of Ra, the sun god, and Hathor, the goddess of love and beauty. Her iconography was unmistakable. Depicted as a cobra, her venomous fangs bared, Wadjet symbolized the fierce protection she offered to her devotees. Her coils, adorned with the uraeus, the royal serpent, represented the power and authority of the pharaohs. As the goddess of childbirth, Wadjet was invoked by women seeking safe and easy deliveries. Her name, meaning the Green One, was associated with the life-giving waters of the Nile, which sustained the land and its people. In the royal court, Wadjet was revered as the patroness of the pharaohs. Her image adorned their crowns, scepters, and amulets, symbolizing their divine right to rule. She was believed to guard them from harm, both physical and spiritual. One fateful day, as the young pharaoh Amenhotep III ascended to the throne, Wadjet's protection was put to the test. A treacherous vizier, envious of the pharaoh's power, plotted to assassinate him. As Amenhotep sat in his throne room, unaware of the impending danger, Wadjet's cobra appeared before him. Its venomous fangs dripped with a deadly poison, but instead of striking, it coiled protectively around the pharaoh's arm. The vizier, seeing the cobra's presence, was filled with terror. He knew that Wadjet's wrath would be swift and merciless. He fled the palace, his plans thwarted by the goddess's intervention. From that day forward, Amenhotep III's faith in Wadjet was unwavering. He built magnificent temples in her honor, adorned with intricate carvings and hieroglyphs that celebrated her power and benevolence. As the centuries passed, Wadjet's cult spread throughout Egypt and beyond. She became a symbol of hope and protection for all who sought her favor. Women prayed to her for safe childbirth, travelers invoked her name for safe journeys, and the sick and injured sought her healing touch. In the annals of Egyptian history, Wadjet's legacy endures as a testament to the enduring power of faith and the unwavering protection of the divine. Her image, forever etched in the sands of time, continues to inspire awe and reverence in the hearts of those who believe. One such believer was a young woman named Nefertari. As she lay in labor, her body racked with pain, she whispered a desperate prayer to Wadjet. In her mind's eye, she saw the goddess's cobra, its coils wrapped protectively around her. With a surge of strength, Nefertari gave birth to a healthy son. She named him Wadjet in honor of the goddess who had watched over her and her child. As the sun rose over the Nile, casting its golden rays upon the land, Nefertari held her newborn son close. In his tiny eyes, she saw a reflection of the goddess's unwavering protection. And so, the legacy of Wadjet, the goddess of protection, royalty, and childbirth, lived on through the generations, a timeless symbol of hope and divine favor.